So my lizard's been abducted. That's not good news, I say. But now here's the best part of the story, the part which still fills me with wonder. She handed me a bus ticket upon which was written the red Ford truck's license plate. It's the kind of happy happening which doesn't strike you, it enthralls. So what should I do? Well, if I were you, I'd go straight home and make a few phone calls. I left a message at the SPCA, and then I called the police. Not quite sure what it was I was going to say. Report a missing lizard, at least. Now, there's a word which means to fall from a window, and that word is defenestration. I would try to find ways to work this word into the conversation. But the cop has no clue what I'm talking about, so I better come down to the station. I hop on my bike and pedal madly, sirens wailing in my head, flashing blue and red. I don't even know if the lizard is living or if he is already dead. Then I speak with one Officer Tremblay, who looks up at me, listening patiently, looking a bit like Nicolas Cage if he were from Quebec with a facial hair and a muscular neck. And it was as I was telling my story again that I saw how my sense might be skewed. If a man picked the lizard up and stuck him in a truck, perhaps he was not kidnapped, but rescued. The police couldn't release a number or a name, but said he'd call and leave a message for the truck man just the same. I'd give a lot to hear the message left on that machine, just for reasons of personal interest, I mean. This girl came in wearing second-hand clothes, said she lost an iguana. Have you heard of one of those? The subject we are seeking is 3 feet long and green. He was falling from a second-story window in, let's see. These circumstances put us in special alert, because the animal in question may possibly be hurt, or probably suffering some kind of shock. Could you give us a call? I think we should talk. Our records have traced a certain red Ford truck to you. We suspect you might be harboring a reptile. Is this true? I feared I'd never get to hear exactly what was said. When I got back home, the tiny light on my phone was brightly flashing red. My heart leapt up like a leaping lizard, as hearts are wont to do when something they've been hoping for is on the brink of coming true. Like a window brightly opening right there in front of you, and you leap, because you know that it's the only thing to do. I think you might be looking for this lizard that I found. If you want to come by and pick him up, just come. I'll be around. I scribbled down the address he left and hopped back on my bike with a backpack full of baby spinach I knew that he would like, and a jar of homemade mango jam for the truck man. I rang the right doorbell, I'm pretty well sure, but he opened the door next door to it. The 2 locations were undergoing renovation, and he'd been the one hired to do it. He answered the door in Bermuda shorts with a rocky pendant of rosy quartz, leather work boots on his feet, and a hammer in his hand. Like an animal who doesn't just know how to jump, he also knows how to land. He'd just driven in from Saskatoon and was supposed to leave the next day. But something had happened just that afternoon which made him decide to stay, he said, at least for a little while. When I asked him what that was, he said it was just too soon to say, but it may have started with the rescue of a reptile. The iguana himself looked right at home in the place with bits of tomato still stuck to his face. He looked up at me brightly, then closed his eyes, and I decided to call him Bumpy.